So I saw Bottoms this week, which is people are going to say it's like Fight Club meets Mean Girls, and they are wrong. The only reason they're making the comparison to Fight Club is because some girls in the movie form a fight club. But other than that, it has nothing at all resembling that movie. So if somebody puts in their headline, oh, it's Fight Club meets Mean Girls, disregard their review. They were just looking for the obvious comparison, but it's wrong. No. Bottoms, Lady Kilgana asks, is it about ooh, oh, bottoms? Well, in a matter of speaking, it is a very gay movie, but it's a very lesbian movie. I don't even remember if there's any trans people in the movie. So it's a very cis lesbian experience, but in high school. And they're bottoms because they are, they're not even the popular lesbians in high school. The movie kind of mentions how it used to be that you would get bullied in high school just for being gay. Now you get bullied in high school for being gay and untalented. But this movie, it's like Mean Girls if Mean Girls was even more cartoonish and had over-the-top violence. The story is about a couple of the girls who decide that with the homecoming game coming up where there's like their rival school is notorious for like assaulting them at the games, they're like, realizing, oh, we could like start like a self-defense course for the girls. But really the reason that they want to start the self-defense course is so that they have an opportunity to pick up chicks, basically. A lot of the characters in this movie are like sociopathic in like an Always Sunny in Philadelphia kind of way, where they do bad things, but the film acknowledges that they are doing bad things and they will get comeuppance for doing those bad things, usually, which I appreciate. But like everyone in this movie operates on cartoon logic. Maron Lynch is in the movie. He plays a teacher who ends up being the faculty advisor to the Fight Club at the school. And Maron Lynch, I think, has a promising career ahead of him in comedy movies, which I hope doesn't end the way O.J. Simpson's did, because historically, being a famous NFL player turned comedy movie star hasn't ended well. But, maybe that was just the one time. Maybe O.J. was a fluke. Maybe. But, as somebody from Seattle, I definitely have a fondness for Marshawn Lynch because he played for the Seahawks. He played for us in 2 Super Bowls. So, he's a good dude. He's got some pretty good like comedic chops in this movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing more with him. In terms of like the filmmaking quality of this, though, there are some kind of amateurish moves in it. There's one thing that bugs me a lot in film, and it's when you have like a reverse shot dialogue scene. And here, let me pull this up just so that you know what I'm talking about with a shot reverse shot. And of course, I'm using a Star Trek example because, it's me. But yeah, shot reverse shot. So it's a very standard way of filming dialogue. But one thing that I've noticed a lot in films is that when they do the reverse shot, they're picking it primarily to like get a good reaction from the person who's being talked to, which means that sometimes what this character is saying isn't matching their jaw movements. And sometimes it's subtle and it's only somebody like me who would notice, because really you're not supposed to be looking over here. You're supposed to be looking at this character. You're supposed to be looking at the reactions. But in Bottoms, there's multiple times where it is so blatantly obvious that this character is not at all saying what the words being played over the soundtrack are. It like completely is like an audio-visual disconnect. And it was bad enough that it kind of took me out of it there. And like, I can understand there's logistical elements in getting that right, because obviously they're generally going to be taking the audio track from the take where they were looking at the actor delivering the lines and then like cut between the other ones, and they can't cut just seamlessly to the audio from the track where they were being shot over the shoulder. But I've seen it done better, and here it was pretty sloppy. Again, this is a very technical nitpick, but I do tend to get into those from time to time. I will also say that the third act of this movie, the whole resolution, it felt like they kind of reworked it toward the end of production. Like they kind of like decided that they were going in a different direction with how it ended. because a lot of the escalation and a lot of the stuff that went down in the final act felt like it hadn't been fully set up earlier in the film. Like, they actually have a scene with a character that we've never seen before explaining like some of the stakes for the final act. It felt like it was just kind of like a last minute tacked on thing. It doesn't super harm the film. The last act is very fun. It's very funny. It's cartoonishly violent with a whole bunch of lesbians doing fights and doing violence. It's very funny. I think this has the opportunity to be a cult classic, kind of in the vein of Mean Girls. I don't think it's gonna see the same kind of heights in pop culture as Mean Girls did, but I think it's definitely a valiant effort. It's like how Stardust was to The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride is eternal. Everybody knows that one. Everyone quotes that one. And Stardust, if you've seen Stardust, you know, okay, this was trying to be a new Princess Bride. And it's a fun movie, but didn't have the same staying power. I imagine Bottoms is going to end up being the same kind of a situation there. Leftist Redneck says Gamergator's worst nightmare, pretty much. I think they are too busy concerned with pronouns in Starfields to worry about a movie called Bottoms. I think just the title alone has already put them off it, so they're not even gonna go and see it. But that's okay. It's a really funny movie. I highly recommend checking it out. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm trying to get my channel monetized, so your view means a lot. Don't forget to toss me a like and subscribe and ring the bell. I stream every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, so catch me live and join in on the convo. You can find all my socials in the description below, and thank you to all my patrons with a special shout out to Piftle Cakes and Ryan D. Your support means the world. Catch you next time.